Welcome to the Smite Force Chronicles. Hey, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
Fantastic.
Don't everyone talk at once. We don't need to reflect on. Sarah's adventures. Can someone say something so I can set your levels?
Something.
Loving it. Right. Cool. Up a little bit with you. And perfect. All right. Hey, Milan. Good morning. You kids, and you're sleeping. I swear. What is?
Hello.
All right. So, hey, when we were last here, I don't remember who was last here. And some really interesting things happened. You guys had made your way a little deeper into this. We will refer to it as a vault. And sort of divide and conquer. We have Tyros, Dinjarin, Alexandria, sort of flanking someone named Brother Samael. You've established he's part of the Black Cult of the Dragon. Off in that room, a little farther in against the wall is Stephanos, sort of hanging back a little bit, sort of monitoring what's going on. Now, outside of the room, there's other things happening. Tempe is sort of hiding between two pillars because there's this golem thing sort of creeping and patrolling back and forth. As a matter of fact, it is time for me to turn him back on. So you should see him moving up there. See the light moving around. Glory is has making her way to the north. She made a daring move to sort of sidestep and step, like sort of leap around the lava, hanging on the wall, and she almost fell, but Tempe grabbed her. And I can't remember. Did you do any damage? I don't recall.
Yes, I hurt my left foot.
Left foot, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't lose it.
You didn't lose it. Yeah, you just got you got a hot foot. So, no harm, nothing too bad. But you do see this golem, and I think from where you're at, occasionally, Glory, you should see that light emanate, right, in roughly that sort of southeastern part of the map. And that sort of brings us to where we are. You guys were having a conversation with Brother Samael. You've learned very little, and he's learned very little. It does seem as if maybe his tolerance is for your lack of sharing your goals and your dreams with him are starting to frustrate him a bit. And we have some guidance. So Tyros was your leader. I can do a poll if you want to wait for it, or else if someone want to tell me what their plans are, because I will say here's what Tyros has suggested for how to play his character today. He has no intentions of lying to Samael, but he's not going to disclose any information that that Samael doesn't need to know. If you remember, there was a lot of exchanges about the bodies in the hallway, and he asked, "Where are my comrades?" Right, and you guys were a bit cagey, and know that at that he's probably going to check his comrades because he knows they're carrying something he wants, and you guys know that you took the stuff off those bodies, right? So the next step here is he wants to head over there and collect his goods, right?
There's one thing I want to do.
Well, give me 1 second. Let me finish Tyros, and then I'll go back to you. He does have some specific things that when depending on what happens over that he wants me to do for him, but I'll hold those under my hat until the time is until the time is right. He will say the overall plan is the same as what they were, what you guys had before, which is if he can aid you, you guys won't kill him, but you're not going to trust him, and you're not going to trust him enough to work with him on finding the Wayfinder. So that is not a shared outcome that Tyros really wants you guys to have with him. And he suggested if Samael chooses to leave on his own, Tyros thinks that Samael has a part of the Wayfinder, and he wants to get it from Samael. And there you go. So, and he's also says he's so sorry he's not here. This was a super awesome game. And this moment would have been a lot of fun for him, he thinks. So Let's do Tyros proud. I guess I guess I could share. I can share this other pieces. He's hoping to pass. He has 2 parts of the Wayfinder, and he wants to pass one of those parts to someone else, so that if they can't all be taken from him if something happens. As well as the one piece he's going to have, he's going to use for like when Samael is looking through those bodies. He wants to hold up his piece and say, "Are you looking for this?" and see what happens. So that's sort of his plan. So that's Tyros's plan as the leader. So I think we'll honor him with at least that much, but I'll need honing and guidance from you guys. All right, so why don't you guys take a minute or two and scheme on what you want to do, and Sarah, you I'm sorry, Gloria, you wanted to say something.
I was gonna say one of the plans I think we should do is try to get this Watcher to get stuck in, like, lure him into that weak spot that's in the
Oh yeah.
What was that?
That's bio break for Curtis. He has to go take a bio break. Oh yeah, you have all your chat stuff.
Oh, I forgot we had those little things. I just left and did a bio break.
Is there one for stinky butt, dog butt?
There is. There is one for that. Yeah.
Create your own.
Glad to know. I'll use that next time. Anyways, so I think we need to lure him in and get him sucked into the floor. I don't know anything about. I don't even know that this guy exists, but I do know, based on talking to Tyros, that their floor is weak there and that there's a Watcher, and that's what I think we should do. In the meantime, I'm going to try and go on the other side. I'm going to try to jump this this thing again. Hopefully I don't die or get pushed in by Tempe.
Yeah, you're just gonna want to complete your journey, right? So that won't require any check. You'll be good to go. Like you've already almost fallen, and you're just like moments from just pushing.
Yeah, okay, so that's my plan.
So
awesome.
We talked with this dragon cult person about getting past the Watcher, and he promised he was going to show us how to do that. So do we have the stance that we need to get by the Watcher before we allow him to go check his comrades?
So that's a conversation with you and your party, even though technically you don't know that he's had that conversation. You weren't in the room.
Right, I was just recapping because I was talking to Tyros last time about getting to see it. This guy warned us of the Minotaurs or Centaurs, whatever they were, but we know that there's a dragon around. So I'm curious to know if he also knows there's a dragon around and if he's willing to lie about that.
It sounds like you may want to make your way into the room at some point to have those.
Sounds like it too. Yeah. But that's what I talked about with Tyros.
I will say, being in the room and overhearing the conversation, my guess is before he helps us with anything, he's going to want to find his party or his comrades. Even though they may be fallen, he is going to want to find them before he helps us.
And it's not he hasn't realized it yet, but don't forget, in the last game, the sword that was next to him, you guys have sort of kicked into the corner. So his sword's not is between Alexander is between him and his sword. So you guys aren't exactly building. This is not like a circle of trust being built with Samael, as you can say.
He's also not building trust with us either. So.
Well, 100%.
I'm not too worried about that.
I didn't figure you might be.
I think we honor what Tyros wants to do. Team A, it's over near the lava. You guys continue heading your way. Team B in the room will do what Tyros wanted to do and help Samael as long as he helps us. Sound like a good plan for now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm going to be doing my own thing, so I don't think I'm part plan C.
Yeah, I really
want to get something in the chat window to get rid of that creepy picture.
So are you ready to take me to my comrades?
I guess Tyros would say, "Yeah, we can take you and show you now." Sorry,
That's
what
great. That's great.
That was really good.
I think he gets points for that.
I
Point of
appreciate.
inspiration.
Yeah, I appreciate you leading me, but just be careful. If you have not discovered this already, there's a trap in the southwest corner of this vault. Lead on.
Yeah, we found that one. I think that's the one we found. So, yeah,
We found 2.
Are you ready to roll?
Do you need another moment to rest? Are you ready?
I have my strength. Let me gather my belongings, and we can be on our way.
You may want to go to your friend. Let's go right now and make sure your friends are okay. Follow me. And
So
Tyra starts walking out.
All right, so he's like he looks down and sees his sword is no longer there, and just sort of you see him sort of scanning the room, and he looks at Alexander and he's like,
It seems my weapon is behind you. Would you mind handing it to me?
Oh my god, of course.
and so you're gonna
Guys
so
are
do you
suckers.
do you hand him the sword? Is that the idea?
I pick it up with my claw and say, "Let me just carry it for you. You seem very weary after your long day, and I wouldn't want you to have to hold it."
Oh no. There's no world where I'm gonna traverse this vault without my weapon. I appreciate the offer, but I have enough of my strength back that I can easily handle my blade.
And he just stands there with his hand out expectantly.
Well, hard for me to argue with that.
And I think at this point, Tyros would be sort of side-eyeing you with directions. What do you guys think?
Okay. Yeah, okay, I hand him the sword.
All right. Let me give him back his sword.
And Jaren is just like looking at everybody like, what is going on? Why are we doing this? I'm not saying that out loud. It's just kind of the expression on my face. Like, what?
You're in the room, man.
Give me 1 second. I gotta give him back his sword. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
But by the way, the description of the sword on the ground has probably a little bit more information about it than you wanted it to have.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was hoping you wouldn't, but alas. All right. So, Samuel picks up his sword. You can see him taking a look at it, sort of wiping off the dust and the bits of flesh and blood from whatever landed him here. Sort of tucks it on his side. And he looks across at Tyros and he's like,
All right, I think I'm ready.
so now I'm going to turn on free movement. And all I ask is that that you guys move your distance, and then stop. So you can freely move your distance and then stop, because I need to make sure that you just sort of go rogue. Who knows what happens between then and whatever. So I'm going to move Tyros his full distance. He's now in the doorway. I think from where you're standing, Tempe, you see Tyros peek out, and behind him you see this robed figure. And okay, that means that Dinjarin, Stefanos, you guys can do, and Alexandria, you all three can do your move. And then we're going to move up to the Glory and Tempe and decide do what they're going to do.
It's not letting me move.
Well, that's because I didn't put on free movement yet because I'm dumb. And as Alexandria spins westward, the entire room lights up with her bullseye lantern. And as you come up behind Brother Samael, you can see him tense up a bit. He doesn't like having people right on him behind him. All right, so we're gonna do that was that move. Now we're gonna move up. Okay, Glory, and Tempe. Which of you wants to move first, or do what you're gonna do? So you're up there. You see this occasional green light lighting up the area.
I don't mind going because I'm gonna. Do I still have to roll athletics checks and stuff?
Nope. Nope, you're good to go.
You're on strong footing.
Yep.
Strong footing. Okay, I'm just gonna go here. I want to stay out of the green light area.
Okay.
And,
All right.
But yeah, that's where I want to be.
Awesome.
And I want to ready myself for just in case this Green Lantern guy goes this way, I want to be readied.
Okay. And what are you going to do if readied? I mean, what are you going to do with if he sees you?
I'm gonna ready not with my sword, but with my bone staff, and I'm going to attack him with some sort of force thing. I don't know yet, though.
Yeah, you need. Well, I need the specificity of like, yes, like if he comes into view. So like, there's a lot of things that you can do readied, right? Like, if he comes within melee, I hit him. If he's within range or within range, I shoot him or cast at him. And then, but you have to tell me like with my bow and arrow or with my whatever. So like, readiness means you're prepared for a thing.
Sorry, I didn't think that far because I thought I was gonna have to roll for athletics. So Tempe, if you want to go, let me just think really quick.
Okay. So Tempe is hidden in the darkness here, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm gonna slide out and holler at Tyros. Tyros, who is this man?
Well, this is Brother Samael, but I don't know that we should shout across the vault with strangeness afoot. Did you want to make your way over? Or we can meet you. We're heading to the entry if you want to meet us there. Up to you.
I'm gonna stick with Glory. She already had a little trouble, but I will ready myself with my bow and arrow to shoot in either. Actually, no wait. I'm gonna ready myself to run as I creep through this little corridor.
Okay. And as you creep through that corridor, you see this golem is right in front of you, and you're literally just out of reach of this golem. The light drops off right before you. So very luckily for you. You also, as you went through there, remember that there's that trap behind you, and you aren't exactly sure where. Right, you know it's sort of out in front of that second pillar, but you're not sure how big it is quite yet. Yep. But it's roughly somewhere in here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're now in that archway, sort of under that wooden cross beam. You see the golem probably every 30 to 40 seconds make his way down south somewhere and then reappear here. Walk partway down the hall, just out of vision, and then turn around and continue his patrol. And you're ready to do what?
Ready to become. Well, actually, instead of readying, I'm one with the shadows, so I'm gonna stay within. I become nearly invisible until I move. So even if he does come out, he won't see me unless I move, or
right.
he bumps into me. So that's what I'm doing.
All right, so we'll come back to you guys. Tempe, you are facing away from the golem, just so you know. I'm guessing to run if you need to or something. Are you looking over your
run or draw my bow on that dragon dude? So
okay, I see what you're saying. So you're readied if anything goes down with your colleagues.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm spotted, I'll run that way.
Yeah, well, that'll be a different conversation. But the readiness is about one action. The action you'll take is if the Black Cult of the Dragon, if Samael tries anything, you're going to shoot him. Is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Now let's cruise to our party, already in progress. So Tyros is going to take his next move, which is right about here, 30 feet. Samael cruises right behind him, sort of creating a space where, pretty clear from his body language that he doesn't want you behind him. I'll let Stephanos, Dinjarin, and Alexandria, you go ahead and take your moves. Stephanos headed out to the east. Dinjarin headed right behind Samael, right on him like a fly on poo. Alexandria is... You're flying or you're walking?
Walking.
So now, Tempe, as the golem turns east, you are lit up by no longer by Alexandria's lantern. Just wanted to call that out. Yeah. So the golem has his vision can only go so far, but he will see a light in the distance. Just so you know. I assume you knew that, but throwing it out there.
Question for the GM.
Yep.
Can I say like I'm readied if I'm following someone or doing something? Just like I'm constantly readied as I'm following, just in case.
Yeah, I'll allow that. No, I think you can be readied in general in this scenario, right? Because you're trailing him from behind, right?
Yeah.
But his body language says that he's also readied, right? So, you aren't going to have you aren't going to get an advantage or anything, but you can actually.
I just want to make sure like I'm readied so that if he does try to attack at any point, I can easily pull out my weapon and attack back like quickly.
Awesome. And Glory, I see there's some broken images. Broken images I have to fix.
What?
No, it's not your fault. If I looked in the chat and I saw like that little placeholder, like one with shadows should be a little pretty icon. It's part of the transition to the new host.
I see.
All right. So we've now done our next move. Going back to Tempe and Glory, are you hanging tight, or are you going to make another move, or just hang it?
I'm going to. Well, can Tempe see me?
Tempe, if you click yourself, yeah, he can see you and you can see him, but you see his robe just sort of fluttering behind him, just to the left. But he's partially covered by the beam.
I'm gonna stay put.
Okay. Tempe, same.
Yep, just keeping a watchful eye over Brother Samael over there.
All right. Now, Stephanos, you are now somewhere roughly near where there was that trap. Right. Again, since you weren't in the hallway, it was identified as being somewhere in this area. Right. And so as you stand there, you sort of see the ground looks just slightly different in front of you.
Am I able to... Does everybody know that information? I forget.
Yeah. Tyros discovered it and shared that with all of you guys on the way in. He was... I think if I remember correctly, he was standing right here, and he detected surprisingly detected traps. I was kind of excited about him just lumbering into it, but that did not happen. So yeah. So you don't know the specifics about what kind of trap it is. You know that there's some sort of a ground trap, probably some sort of a pit trap.
So if I were to go against the wall here, because I can't, my area is dark just around my body.
Yeah, you don't. You may or may not. You may or may not trigger it. You don't know. If you would want to know, you'd want to investigate it.
Yeah, could I run an investigation?
Yep. So let me give you 1 second. I'll pump up an investigation with Stefanos. And investigation. And you want to detect. You want to know if you can see where it begins and ends, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so that'll be. You need to beat an 11 and start. So you're wanting an 11. Anything less, you'll get some variation. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
so yeah. It was first it was on a 17, and then it rolled, but then you have a.
Oh.
Okay, so here is what you know about this trap. And are you sharing this with anyone else or just you?
I'm sharing this with Tempe.
Okay, so then I will do something a little different. So, well, I'll do two things. One, you identify that this trap is roughly here, and you are right up against the edge of it. And because you've discovered it, I'm going to turn it visible for you, for all of you, because she's sharing this with you. And you now see, I think, the pit trap. Am I right?
Yes.
Ooh, well done.
So you see it, but the golem does not. So in the real world, like, this is now covered. This is still covered up. But for all intents and purposes, there's this trap, and it's interesting because you have dark vision, so you can make out that there's lava and rubble down there. It's a pretty nasty trap. And
yeah,
Tyros, you see it as well, correct?
You mean Tempe?
I'm sorry, Tempe. You see it as well. I want to make sure it was enabled for everyone. I think it
see
is.
it.
Okay, perfect. Alexandria does not see it because she can't see Jack. All she can see is what that bullseye lantern is showing.
A beautiful triangle of light.
But I will say, unlike everyone else, you get to see things in full color, whereas they're seeing just grayscale. All right.
Yeah.
So on that note, what are you going to do, Stefanos?
There is with Tempe that.
Yeah, there is no way you can get around this trap the way that you are, and really the only path you see forward is the way that Tempe went. Now,
right.
if you touch any part of this, if you get within a couple of feet of this, the ground around it from your investigation is unstable. So you can see the trap, but within a foot or so, that also is probably going to trigger you falling in. So just be very careful of staying, a wide berth from this trap is advised.
I wonder if we can lure the golem to me over this trap so it could fall.
Yeah, I think that was the initial plan between. Oh, I'm not saying anything. I can't say anything because you wouldn't have known that you were in the room. But yeah, Tempe and you can communicate if you want.
Yeah, Tempe. Let's try to do that. I'm gonna stand behind Alexandria. Maybe we can get this golem over here so we can clear that area.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. I don't know why I'm doing Tyrus's voice.
And let me just tell you that you were very daring because you went for the angular route to that spot, and we were within inches of triggering the trap. Very daring, small but mighty. All right, so you're gonna stay. Are you gonna face that direction? Don't forget it's shift arrow keys to rotate which way you want to look. Are you guys gonna try to bait the golem? Is that the plan? I'm trying to understand.
Should we try and bait this guy?
We should definitely. Holler at him.
All right.
So we'll do that on your next round.
Oh,
All right. So
okay.
you guys
I was
you
just
guys are
gonna
hanging
move
tight.
into his field of vision.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I had a feeling. So hang tight. All right. So
Okay.
Tyros, and is he gonna take his next move? Right to here, and he's sort of being faced with the bodies. And Samuel's now on sort of the right of Tyros. Dinjarin, you gonna take your move? And then Alexandria, make your move as well. And I'll let you move all the way up to them if you want, or if you're sticking back with Stefanos because you're aware of that other plan. I just need to know.
Stay with us.
I think Tyros, oh, actually, Tyros wasn't part of your plan. Never mind. I can't speak for him.
You can hover over the trap and get the golem to try and grab you.
All right. So that group to the northwest, as we come in,
I see my brothers have fallen. Please give me one moment. Pay my respects and claim from their charred corpses what is mine.
Yes, go ahead. And Tyros, as he says that, he kind of motions his hand forward. Sorry, I was trying to do Tyros for you, so you didn't have to.
So you see Samuel head over to the first body and just sort of, not really paying much respect to his comrades, but just sort of rifling through this corpse looking for something. And sort of shakes his head off and heads over to the next corpse. Same deal. Not a lot he's doing here. Although he does see you've left a good or two. Okay. Yeah, you've left some things that he's less interested in. So he's starting to look a little bit inquisitive, right? And he's searching for something, and the fact that his comrades still have things on their persons, but not the things he's looking for, he's starting to look a little uneasy. And then he heads into the last corpses. As
he's doing that, I think Tyros would use this opportunity to kind of bifurcate who's holding the pieces and hand me one, just as a precaution.
All right, so let's do that. So from Tyros.
No, I'm just basing it off of what you said he texted you. So.
Oh no, I agree with you. You're the one who's there. If one of the more trustworthy characters had been there, maybe they would have gotten the stuff, but it's probably you. So I'm gonna say he's gonna hand you the casing. See if this works. See if you now have a Wayfinder casing. And if not, let me know, because I just wanted to see if I could drag from one to the other. I don't think you can, but I thought I'd try it.
Yep, I have it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I don't see it. Oh, I have to go to your inventory. My bad.
Yeah, it's under tools. It took me a while to find it because of the way it...
Yeah, so it says part 2 casing, right?
Yeah.
And I need to remove it from his inventory. Okay, so now I at least know I can drag between characters. So you now have that. Do you think he would hand you the drawing, or do you think he wants to wave a part at the character? Which part do you think he'd wave?
I don't know. What do you guys think? He has the drawing, and then he has the other part of the casing. If I remember.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he has the
And
case.
my-
I think he might waive. I don't know what you guys think. I think he would probably waive the drawing as a low value that he thinks Samuel will still want, but not giving away everything that we have. Is what I would kind of think. How about you guys?
I'm hearing silence.
Yeah, I agree.
So you're saying it would be the case then?
No, it would be the drawing, I think, because I think the drawing isn't as of high value. I think it's lower value than the case. So just to let Samuel know, hey, look, is this what you're looking for? But not give away everything that we have.
Okay, so here's how this is going to play out. Like you're going to play Tyros since you're next to him, because Tyros would have the conversation. So basically, what's happening is Brother Samuel now looks not at all remorseful, but annoyed, and sort of spins back to Tyros. Now he's gonna say something, but I'm gonna give you a moment to tell me what's Tyros's reaction, because this is the moment where Brother Samuel has realized there is nothing that he's looking for on these charred corpses.
First, as Dinjarin, I would probably move a little bit like over towards this pillar, or a little bit forward, and towards the blood here, somewhere right around there.
Nope, that's fine. Go for it. So you're going to be out of eye shot, right?
Yeah, I can't grab my character for some reason. That's weird.
Look in the left. Do you have your character controls selected, or is it you're on something else?
That's why. There we go.
Yep, it's always that. That's always the issue.
User error. Okay. So I think Tyros would see him kind of looking agitated, Samuel, and say, "Are you looking for something in particular?" Before he shows it.
Wait. Do you think he'd do that, or just look at him and wait to see if? Never mind.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me look to see what his specific directions were, because I think you're close, but it says,
Yeah, you might be right, Sarah.
Yeah, Tyros knows that Samuel will check the bodies for his comrades only to find they've been looted. At which point Tyros will say, "Looking for this," holding up a piece. So he's going to hold up a piece. So that was his plan, was to hold up a piece. So let me get that ready, and then we'll go from there. So items. Doop, doop.
Did he say what he was hoping to accomplish by doing that in the text?
I think what I inferred from reading the text was that he was going to. He basically. You're both lying to each other, and I think he was sort of forcing Samuel's hand to sort of be more forthcoming, because he's by himself, his comrades are dead, and you guys have the parts, and so he'll know. Well, we'll do this in role playing, but let me Okay. So this is the piece. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
All right. So there is in chat is the piece that Tyros is holding. And we go from there. All right. So ready when you are. So Tyros pulls out this piece and take over.
He pulls it out and says, "Are you looking for something?"
That belongs to me.
Well, how are we for sure certain these are your comrades and not someone who was trying to escape you? Do you have any proof these are your comrades and the things they had were yours?
I don't know that I need to prove myself to you, but yes.
I don't know if we need to prove ourselves to you either. So far, you have not been forthcoming with us, so maybe you can tell us exactly what you're doing down here and what these all are for, and we can help each other.
So he pulls, he sort of pulls his robe aside, and you guys tense up, just for a moment, right? Because you don't know what he's going after, and he pulls something out that looks like this. Not all the way out, but just sort of slightly under his robe.
Where's this going? Like, nobody else is. Maybe this is just.
Well, I mean, you don't even know this conversation is going on. So basically, we've got like a
No.
cowboy standoff here.
Never mind. Sounds very promiscuous. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. No.
So if you have the other parts, then you know this is part of a complete set. So as I asked you earlier, why are you here?
Maybe you should give us answers first before we give you any.
I'm not compelled to do so.
Here. Again, you are not being forthcoming.
I believe I am. In good faith I came to mourn the loss of my comrades and collect the treasures that are mine, that they were but carrying for me, only to find their charred bodies littering the hallway, and their corpses looted.
I will say, you did not seem to have a bit of remorse for these people. It seems like you were only interested in what they were carrying. I saw you do no passages of rites of passage to the next realm or anything. I don't think you care for these people at all. I think you just need the tools that they may have carried, which this was the one that we found on them. The others
First,
were
who do you think you are telling me how I should mourn my comrades? What do you know of my deities, of my gods, of my beliefs? Further,
I know that
they gave their lives for these items, and I'm here to collect them.
All right,
So the most respectful thing I can do is this.
My throat's hurting. Sorry.
You needn't be in character voice. I know you're talking as Tyros.
That's good, because I don't know how he does that. That hurts my throat after a while.
He doesn't say as many words as you have. He would have needed an lozenge today. So look, here's the gist, right? Like this dude, you've come upon him. They were here clearly after some parts. Whether they're all here or not, you don't know. You have taken the parts. You've sort of disrespected the corpses of his comrades. You have his stuff. He has one piece. You guys are at a bit of a standoff. So you think on that while I cruise over to the other team. Their program is already in progress. All right, so Tempe, you are in the middle. You're between Glory. You're sort of between Glory, Alexandria, and Stephanos. So I'm going to request that you sort of are the leader because you're splitting the distance between them, right? You're within talking distance of Glory and Stephanos and Alexandria. However, when that green light is showing, if you talk in a normal voice, the golem will hear you, and you know this, right? But when he's down in that hallway, you're free to speak. So just make sure you time things appropriately. But you would know this intuitively, right? You aren't going to start shouting across the room when right now. That would be bad. So the golem comes upon you. You're barely lit up. Gloria, you see him a bit lit up, and then you see the light disappear to the south. Go for it. What are you doing?
I just turn around and face the golem.
So help me understand. What is your plan? What are you planning to do so that I know?
I'm gonna get him to chase me. So, Glory, hold tight. I'm gonna see if I can get this guy to chase me. Alexandria, float up above the trap. Why?
Okay.
So and so Alexandria.
Shit.
Yeah, so Alexandria, you can't float above the trap, but it'll be honorarily, because if you go above that trap, you're gonna fall into it. It's not so fancy to know that you're flying. So what I'm hearing is that. So what I'm hearing is that let me just swap places between Stephanos and Alexandria, just for all intents and purposes. Alexandria is now beaming a light down the hallway that's lighting you up and the golem up, right? So what I'm hearing is that you're going to use this sort of like this light and your movement to draw the golem forward. Is that correct?
Yep. Now I can
Okay.
move in.
Awesome.
I could have used a.
You still can. You guys are in planning.
Well,
I am gonna
the light is already shining. I could have just used a unseen. Oh wait, never mind. We have the lights thing.
And the keyword is unseen. Remember?
Yeah, no. I was thinking of the lights thing that we had this.
Oh, dancing lights.
Dancing lights. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
All right. So the golem. You start to see the light in the hallway light up. I'm assuming you see that, correct?
Yes.
And you see him pop out and turn to the left.
Oi, rock brains, over here.
And he pauses for just a second. Right? Now, this is the first time you're full on. I'll move him one closer so you can. That's more realistic. Okay. This is the first time you're full on seeing this golem, right? And he's big. He's not tiny. We'll just say. So let's give you a little bit of narrative. To the chat. It's a good approximation of you, right? So, deep within the depths of a subterranean vault, a massive stone golem stands guard, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. This golem's body is made of solid stone, intricately carved with ancient runes and symbols. It stands tall, its limbs thick and heavy as it patrols the area, moving methodically from the southern tunnels towards a ruined bridge up north and then towards your tunnel. That bridge that you're seeing off to the left hangs over a river of lava, its crumbling stone structure barely able to support the weight of the golem. The heat emanating from the lava is intense. The orange-red light illuminating the area around the bridge is casting an eerie glow on this golem's sort of stony form, right? And Tempe, you specifically, despite the fact that you plan this, you think to yourself, like, don't move a muscle, right? Stay very still. Maybe he hasn't seen me, maybe he has. Like, so stomp, stomp, stomp. These footsteps echo through the vault. Gloria, you can feel the earth beneath you shaking. This thing is huge. Now, the question for you guys is, this is a moment where you have identified this thing as a stone golem. Anything you want to know before we take the next moves?
Yeah. What I want to know if we know any knowledge on how to kill said stone things, or do they have to be captured?
What kind of magic is powering it?
That sort of thing?
No, what can kill it or stop it? Or
so you want to know? What I'm hearing is you want to know about the stone golem.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So for those of you in this area, I'm going to have you do, and this is a nature check.
Right. You do it now.
And start up. I thought you guys would like this better. Like, these little fancy checks are a little more fun.
All right.
Solid 16 from Stephanos. 19 from Glory. And what we got here? All right, so
Yay!
Glory is the winner chicken dinner. All right.
And then
so,
from here on out, 2s.
Hey, you know what? So yeah, what you know is these are magical constructs. They're cut and chiseled from stone to appear tall. They're these impressive statues. Like all golems, they are nearly impervious to spells and ordinary weapons. And what does that mean? What'd you get? A 19? That's solid enough. So what this means is like you can't. They're stone. You can't poison them. You're not going to do psychic damage, right? You're not going to do like adamantine physical damage, right? Also, unlikely they can be charmed or frightened or paralyzed or petrified. They're already stone, right? So this makes an awful lot of sense. The other thing is that they understand languages, but they cannot speak. All right. Finally, they're a brute, right? So their primary form of attack is going to be slamming you with something. But they're also formidable, so they get 2 attacks, right? They have a multi-attack. On the plus side, they can only move about 20 feet per turn, which is not all that far. Right? So, Glory, you're doing this math, and you're thinking, where it's located, where you're located, will you be in this golem's periphery? If as it's attracted, or as he's drawn towards Tempe and whatever this plan is, are you going to cause him pause? So and I'll give you that from that nature check. Anything else you have to ask specific.
But the only way
living in the shadows or something.
The only way he would know I was there is if he bumped into me, because I'm unseen. Like I am in with the shadows.
Yeah, but there will be no shadows with his light shining your way.
Oh, touche.
Yeah. So there's shadows behind the pillar, right? You could play the whole Gilligan's Island like move when he's moving.
Yeah, just slide around.
So I have another question regarding his light, though. Is the light like a normal light, or is it like what kind of light? Can the light be turned off?
Generating the light.
It's magic.
Oh, it's magic light. It's not like
so he's all magic, right? He's a piece of stone that's moving, and so that is that this
could be like
his gaze. He's patrolling, right?
Yeah,
just like a 40-watt.
Yeah, that he has in there, and that you just smash and it explodes. But like,
yeah, you could potentially, you think to yourself like, could you end the magic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because just so that I communicate what I want to do is my focus is on that light, and I want to like pretty much shatter the bulb kind of thing. Or
okay. Are you preparing to like take a swing at it as it walks by?
No, I'm thinking I want to trip it so it falls flat onto it.
But we're gonna try and get it to drop into the pit.
Well, it could trip, stumble, and then fall in. I don't know. If you get a 20.
Let's just see if we can. I mean, I don't think we're gonna be able to trip it. It's huge.
Okay.
Yeah, look at the picture. Just look at the picture.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you look, but Luke did.
Yeah.
He tripped some things. The question is what outcome we're after. So like just a reminder, because I know visually it seems like, as far as the golem's concerned, that's just a hallway. He doesn't see that. You guys see it because you've detected the trap, but he doesn't see the pit. Just as a reminder, because I know in your mind you might be thinking like, we need to trip him into that hole, but he doesn't know there's a hole. Just so you know.
Right.
But if he got closer,
which is why I want him to come after me.
No, so Glory.
Only we can see it.
Yeah, like this to what I can show you what he sees right now. So no one move a muscle. What the golem sees is this. Are you seeing that? What I just can you see the pit from where you are even?
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I am cheating.
Well, you can cheat if you want, but I'm saying like that for him, there's no pit there. He has no awareness that it's just hallway. What you guys see is the pit because you guys detected it, so I needed some way for you to know where it was. So I just turned it from invisible, right?
Okay, then I'm just gonna stay within the shadows then.
All right. So what I will do is I let you move yourself to roughly here. Oh, I gotta change whatever. If you move yourself to roughly here,
the pillar, yeah.
Yeah, he won't see you, right? Or even here.
I can't move myself.
Yeah, you will be able to now. Just you.
Okay.
Only you move.
Right here.
Perfect. All right. So now this is where, your plan comes into play. He can't speak. So, but you can see that he paused for a second, and he's getting ready to go into sort of Hulk mode, right? So you have been spotted, like full stop.
All right.
As is evidenced by the fact that what you hear are some music starts to play. One would say battle music, because I'm putting you guys into combat.
Oi.
I almost forgot to put you guys in combat, honestly. Only you guys. The rest of the party is not in combat. Just those of you roughly right here. All right, so I'll need you all to roll for initiative.
I thought you sent it to us.
Well, not initiative. Initiative's in the combat track.
Now I'm confused.
Go to the combat tracker, the two little the little swords that are crossed like this, and then there's a little dice
that's
next
right.
to your name.
God. Okay. Yep. Just, that's me being dumb. Thanks.
Not at all. It's like learning curve. This is new, all new.
I just started playing Hogwarts Legacy, and now I'm just like trying to remember 2 different interfaces. I'm not a gamer, you guys.
I'm sorry. You are a gamer if you're playing Hogwarts Legacy while playing Dungeons and Dragons. Welcome to Nerdville. And I'm going to begin combat.
Fight.
Hey, Milan. Awesome. So, Tempe, you're up first. You're at the top of the stack.
Why do I have a swirly going on around me?
Because that's your turn. That's just the turn indicator, remember?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Although I like that you called it a swirly. So here's where you are, right? Now, I will give you advantage on your first attack with the golem because you were readied. And he's now walked up to you. Or he's there. Right. So if you want to take an attack with a ranged weapon, you can do so with advantage. Cool. Alexandria.
I'm gonna shoot for his little eyeglass, or the light area.
So you're gonna call your shot?
Calling my shot. Yeah.
Okay, then you have to shoot with. He was giving you advantage, so I'm gonna give you not advantage, just normal instead of disadvantage for cold shot. So just a normal roll. And did you target him and everything? You did, right?
I believe so. Target. Normal.
Solid hit. Bing, you see this arrow hit this golem. In any second now, it should ask you about damage, or it's going to do it. I can't remember how this was set up. It's been so long.
It's just normal, not a critical hit, right?
Yep, that's just normal. Still solid. So yeah, you do no damage. Because if you remember correctly, physical damage isn't really a thing.
Yeah. No, I figured. I just want to get his attention. Now I'm gonna.
And
run
you did,
away.
and you did. You hit him. Like he sees this arrow, goes like bink, right? And the realization you have is that this isn't like a light bulb. There's not a physical thing to hit. The light just sort of coming out from the stone, right, from his eyes.
It was worth a shot.
So, yeah, well, it is worth a shot. So whether or not you share that with the rest of your party is fine, and go from there. Now you have all of your move left.
The arrow did nothing. I'm running away. Run away.
All right.
I can't
so
seem
go
to
ahead.
move myself. I'm still in target mode.
What do you mean you're in target mode?
I'm only able to target myself.
You can't drag yourself?
No, I can't. I should be able to.
Right.
Come on. All right. Should
that's
I
10
go
feet.
around the corner or try and hop this?
You would need a really. It is 5, 10, probably 15 or so
Like
feet.
15 feet, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna just go around the corner and hopefully see if that thing sees Alexandria.
Oh, and it does. Yeah, it clearly sees now. Alexandria is lit up. She has this big beam of light shining towards the golem, and you sort of peek around the corner, but you're off into the shadows a little bit. So go ahead and end your turn if you're done. And then it'll be Stefanos' turn. But you got to end your turn, Tempe. Oh, I think he stepped away. Maybe. So I'm going to end his turn for him. Stefanos, you're up. You see this golem like hulking down the hall.
Remind me, Alexandria is flying right above me, right? She's not actually standing right in front of me.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'll swap your places temporarily again, just sort of as an indicator that you are indeed front.
Oops.
I could even make her bigger so to remind us that she's sort of hovering there. There you go.
What I wanted to do is actually, you know what? I'm just going to shoot him with an arrow so he'll come to me.
So I didn't catch that. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm going to shoot the golem with an arrow so that I'll draw him towards me.
Okay. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, so just distracting him from Tempe moving north, right?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Target. Targeted.
You do hit. And of course, unsurprisingly, you do 0 points of damage, but you do definitely have his attention. So from a move perspective, are you hanging tight or backing up, or what?
I'm hanging tight, so no, I'm staying right there so he comes to me.
All right.
And that's the end of my turn.
Well done. Good shot.
All right, so Glory, you see peeking around the corner, you see this golem, hyper focused straight ahead. Now, from where you stand, let me open up the stuff here. From where you stand, you do see a few things, right? A couple of things you see. You see, as this golem moves sort of past you and makes its way along that east wall, you see there's two giant skulls mounted in each corner of the room in front of you. Their eyes are glowing with this sort of sinistry light, and they skulls seem to be watching the golem's every move, adding to the eerie atmosphere of the vault. And that's probably in your head, but it's just somewhat creepy. Now this golem was patrolling tirelessly. Its movement precise and mechanical, guarding valuable treasures, right, hidden within this vault. And as you guys have found out, any intruder who dares enter its domain will face the full force of this golem's power, as it will crush them beneath its stony little fists. So there you are, right? Now, I just need to know sort of what you're doing.
Mostly I'm just hanging tight. I cannot shoot at him, but what I'm waiting until he passes me, and then I'm going to do an Eldritch Blast at the eyes of these skulls that are eerily watching the golem.
Okay.
So I'm going to end my turn. But
you're staying hidden, right?
Yeah, I'm staying
okay.
hidden, and if I need to do... Oh shit, I clicked the wrong button. My bad.
No, what did you want to do? I'll let you undo it. What's up?
Click that one with shadows thing, and that's it.
Yeah, I think that's already on.
Okay, well, no, because I moved, and when you move, it releases it, so I'm just turning it back on. Whatever. It's fine. Yes.
Okay. And I'm saving Alexandria from herself. It looks like you were inadvertently trying to move across the pit trap. I'll need to move you, otherwise you would have fallen into it because you don't, So just sort of indicate where you want to move to.
Okay, I want to lift off. I want to fly over to in front of the golem.
What? So once you get to, you could fly to here. Hold on, let me ping the. You could fly to here.
Yeah,
But
that
then,
sounds good.
But then you're it like the ceiling gets much lower, right? Because you see that cross beam. That's a doorway. Right here.
I'll stop in front of the crossbeam.
Okay. So I'm gonna move. You're gonna take the roundabout way, even though just assume that you're flying over. Like you just went through a wall.
Woo.
All sorts of fun stuff. I'm trying not to trigger the pit trap myself. All right, so you're there, and I'm going to put you to normal size again because you can't really hover right in front of that door. So you're back to normal, which indicates that you're lower to the ground. See what I did there? Fancy. All right, so there you are, and this golem, you can see it's expressionless, but you know it's on. You know it's going to hit. It's going to come get you, and it can move 20 feet. All right, so there you are, and that was 5, 10, 15, 20. That was about 25 of your feet.
All right. I'm gonna take a bold take here, and I'm gonna try to throw my dagger at the light.
Okay. So called shot is what I'm hearing.
What?
You're doing a called shot. You're trying to throw it at the light emanating from its face.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you throwing Baphomet's dagger?
That seems not smart. It's the only one I have equipped though, so yeah, we're doing that. I
love the big smiles on everyone's face. Well, the people I can see. Now, Dinjarin and Tempe, you see her pulling out her dagger. Dinjarin, you have no idea what's going on.
I already shot it with an arrow.
And did you have it targeted?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it.
We've had this problem before. It has the like 4 blue triangles around it.
I'm confused. Why? I wish I could see whose dot that belongs. So are you a blue dot? Is that yours? Are you blue? How can I tell? Now you're targeted. So try rolling again.
Mm-hmm.
Solid hit. But it's not attacking it, is it? I'm confused.
But it's not what?
It doesn't seem like it's actually attacking the golem. Does it say anything on your side?
It just says attack roll.
Yeah, because it just says Baphomet's Dagger Venom attack roll. It should say, like if I scroll up and look at Tempe's, it should say attacking the golem. So I'm confused as to how are you rolling this?
From inventory.
Yeah, that should work. Let me see what happens if I do it. Because yeah, you're right. We have had this problem before, and I don't understand why only you and no one else. So target.
I think I know why. It may be because it's if at some point in time the system, since you've shifted things over, is saying she's not attuned to the dagger. Then it'll have issues. So because even though she's attuned to it in Fantasy Grounds, it's not recognizing that she's attuned to it. I ran into a similar situation with one of my something else before. That could be what it is. I don't know for sure, but
let me see if magic item, but it still should work as a regular dagger, right?
That's the other issue with the magical items you created, Thomas, was once you use the magical properties, the number of them, it won't let you use it as a normal item weapon for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Okay, so it for all intents and purposes, it's a dagger that without its magical properties, it's you get a +2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess roll a. Let's try this first. Just roll a regular dagger and see if that works.
I'm not. The other dagger is not equipped.
Sure, it is. Take a look again.
Okay.
Because this is just we're just trying to see if there's something wrong with that. Like I created that weapon and I did it in a completely different tool. Now, see, like even a regular dagger is not attacking. What about it? What if I do it? Okay, so if I go to your dagger and I say equipped, right? And then I go here and I just say roll. Normal.
Heard it. Hey.
So I don't know what's going on, Alexandria. And you got a roll streak. You rolled a 13 2 times in a row. So there's
Oh, that's a goocher.
So you hit, and did it ask it like hold on, 13? Yeah. So it's 0. Like again, the dagger just bounced off, but you were rolling with your Baphomets, right?
Yeah.
So sad news is that I need to drag it out of your inventory because you're no longer holding.
Just really quickly, where does the dagger land?
It goes ting ting tick tick.
You'll see it. You'll see it. So here it is. I'm going to roll a dice to see first. It's 4-sided dice. You know, north, south, east, west. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So a 4-sided die. Roll. So that was north, south. So it hit the golem and then pinged to the south. And then I want to see how many feet that it went with a 6-sided dice. Sorry, no, a 10-sided dice. My bad. Oops, clear. Remove these. 10-sided dice. Ah. Why are these not working? 10-sided die. There it is. Okay, roll. And it's gonna roll. It's gonna bounce 5 feet. So it means it hits the wall. It's gonna bounce. So it's literally laying right in front of the golem. Is this dagger?
Great. Now it's an armed golem.
No, there's. Well, I think there's the question that you have to ask yourself is. It can't use. Look, it can't use. You already know it. It does only. I already shared this with you. It only does slam. The question is, when it walks across the dagger, will it step on the dagger and destroy the dagger? That's the big question. That's the only reason. Yeah, that's the only reason I rolled all of the where did it land, because there was that risk of that. And if it had bounced to the north, I'm gonna guess that Glory would have been like yoink. So, all right. So, Alexandria, you still have some movement left.
How much movement do I have left?
You can fly 40 feet, so you 25 or 40 minus 25.
Just hover by that pit. We want to draw him to the pit.
So you can do another 15.
Under the golem.
Okay, 15 blocking.
I'll move it for you though. So you can.
Okay,
move...
I'll hover by the pit then. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna move you to the other side of the pit because it'll trigger the pit if I don't. I have to move you way up here, and over here, and then back down here, right? So these things are a little. I think I can move you one more. Okay, there we go. So yeah, you are actually though hovering right here.
Sick.
Okay. Awesome. Indeed. End your turn, my friend. It's there
we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So the golem, the golem moves straight forward his 20 feet. Hold on. 5, 10, 15, 20. So he gets to right here. All right. Now we're gonna roll. And Alexandria, I'm gonna let you just roll a d20. Okay. Now it's a small dagger, and he's a big guy. So here's my deal with you. Roll a d20. If he gets a 1 through 5, he steps on the dagger, and then we'll roll to see how much damage it does.
Ugh.
Wow.
You
I thought you crushed it.
yeah. So you had. I can't believe you rolled a 1. That's not an actual fumble, although it was fun to see. I've never seen the dice crack the screen like that before. That was pretty fun. So yeah, you fumbled, but it doesn't matter. You got a 1. He steps on the dagger. All right. Okay, so
I mean, isn't it a magical dagger? So would it really get crushed? I mean, it's.
Well, no, like if you step on a nail, it shoots you through the foot, right? So maybe this is actually a good thing.
She brings up compelling point.
I don't
She
know. It
does.
seems to be impervious to.
she does, but I'm gonna send you a picture, just so for those who don't remember what this looks like. That's the dagger.
Yeah.
It's imbued with magical gems. Right. It's mostly handle. Right. Its singular goal in life is to poke people with poison. And I'm gonna give you a 50-50 on this one. So roll a d20. 1 to 10. No, I'll even give you better odds. 1 to 9. This dagger is destroyed.
Hey, that's a roll streak.
Sorry,
A moment of silence for Baphomet's dagger of venom. It is
We
crushed.
don't need all of these things later.
It
The
is
algorithm
crushed.
Is against us. The algorithm.
It is crushed into. You hear this thing walk, and he ignores it. He doesn't care. Right? He's been hit with now 3 melee weapons. Golem don't care about your melee weapons, right? You heard the thing tink off and bounce, and as he walks forward, you hear the heartbreaking sound of. It's breaking my heart here. You hear the heartbreaking sound of this dagger being crushed, and almost in slow motion as his foot presses upon it. You first hear the pop of the crystals and the gems, and then you hear the grinding of the metal. And then all that's left are bits and pieces on the ground, unsalvageable. Now, Glory, you've heard all of this. You didn't see it, but your heart sinks, right? Because there was a part of you that wanted that dagger from the beginning. And the crowd says, I'm so sorry. On the plus side, I don't have to figure out how to fix the damn thing to work. Although we do have to fix you, Alexandria, because the regular dagger didn't work for you either. So we're gonna have to figure out what's going on. So yeah, this dagger that's been with you since the Goblin Caves is no longer with you, and that honestly almost hurts me as much as when Chob was inadvertently dropped into his untimely permanent death. This ends the stone golem's turn. He can't do anything. He does slams, although one would argue that he's done enough damage for this turn anyway. I need you guys all to roll for initiative, and while we're doing so, we're gonna pan over to your friends in another part of the vault. I'll wait 2 seconds here. It's gonna be kind of sad to see that picture of that dagger scroll away.
A nice rebound.
All right, so just real quick, Tyros and Dinjarin, you're up with Brother Samuel. You hear this sort of stomping getting louder, and you hear the ting of weapons. I don't know if your party calls out or not, but just so you know, there's something going down south. Are you guys going to do anything?
No, I don't think we would. Because I don't think we. Whoa, what's going on?
What's going on with what?
My screen keeps scrolling for some reason. There we go. I think
Oh.
we would take note of what we heard, but still stay focused on that some.
Right. So you guys are frozen in time. You and Brother Samuel are sort of locked in sort of an eye battle, Tyros, and just sort of staring each other down while all of this is going down. Next turn. So first up at the top is again Tempe.
Just really quick,
I think
right?
Stephanos had to leave.
Yep, sorry, I have to drop. It's in the chat.
Oh,
Hi, guys.
oh, it's
Thank you.
it's 1 o'clock. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
This went fast. Why don't we stop here? Unless you guys really are motivated to keep going, but I think we should stop here.
Sounds good. I think it's a good stopping point.
Yeah, so let's do a recap.
Because then,
yeah, go ahead.
David could actually do the conversation with Samuel.
Yeah, I don't. This time for some reason this flew by today for me. I don't know why. So what has happened? What has transpired? This is as much for me as it is for you guys. Every time I do this, you guys have drawn Samuel out of his little safe space and have investigated the charred bodies of his comrade. He's discovered that you have looted the corpse of his I wouldn't say friends, but at least of his minions. And it is now apparent that you have the things that he wants, and he has one of the things that you may want. But you're sort of at a standstill, right? In that room. No weapons have been completely drawn yet, but there's a lot of tension, right? In a movie, there'd be some nice ominous music between you. Now, back towards that room, the rest of the party is trying to lure a stone golem into a pit trap, right? And you've done so a number of ways. The primary was make him notice you, and then shoot your melee weapons, shoot your ranged weapons at him, doing absolutely 0 damage, right? One of the artifacts, interestingly, was that poor Alexandria lost Baphomet's dagger of venom, her trusty weapon. It did much good for Alexandria through the weeks, and it has been now crushed into dust, arguably, on the floor, breaking both Alexandria's heart and, to be frank, Glory's heart. We're at the top of the stack. It will be Tempe's turn. The golem is rapidly approaching the party. You have done a good job of drawing the golem in. It is hyper-focused, heading down this hall, directly towards that pit trap.
Just so, like, anybody who, I forgot, I think, Alexandra, I think you have this, just for next time, consider putting the bar, like, lock the bar in place, the floating bar, so that it trips and falls. I don't know. I think you have it, but...
He does. You could throw it at the golem and see if it hurts him.
No, don't do that.
That was... I kind of want to call you afterwards, and like, and get in your head at the outcome. That was really interesting. Although there was a world where somehow, because it was Baphomet's dagger, that it would have done something magical, right? You never know, right? It could have been something.
Never know.
Yeah, and we shall never know, because I hate to say it, you guys, but until the next time on the Smite Force Chronicles. Thank you, everyone, for playing. Hopefully this new server is panning out a little better.
Seems to be working great.
And anyone who wants to chat about stuff, D&D stuff, I'm all in. I'm all ears today. I'm a new
So I did look up the issue with my armor. So apparently in Dungeons and Dragons, it assumes that if you have armor, it has a helmet. So when you created the helmet and used it as an armor, it thinks I have both 2 helmets and 2 sets of armor on. You can't it has an
one
issue
or the
with
other.
separating the. Yeah.
Okay.
There's like a whole thread on it. Like, why can't I do that? Because I may want to part out, because like, other video games, you could actually part out bracers, get special bracers,
right,
special armor, but it doesn't in the rule.